In this corner, at 5'10", weighing 165 pounds, from Huntington Beach, Joe 5 o'clock somewhere. And in this corner, 5'11", 235 pounds, from St. Louis, Missouri, Anthony Perry.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Welcome to the second half of Finalize This. It's still Saturday, June 22nd. I'm still Joe 5 o'clock somewhere.
Hey, this is AP.
I'm sometimes Michael Lou.
And this is Stokes.
All right, in this hour, we're going to take you around the, well, I guess we'll go around the dime. It's still not quite the All-Star break, but it is coming up, so it's time to start getting excited about baseball, especially with basketball being over. Stanley Cup Finals, I know you're all really thrilled about that, are still going on. Game 5 tonight at, I believe, 5 p.m. And we got to touch on this Aaron Hernandez story. Kind of got to. So let's get it going right now. We'll start in, how about the American League?
Yeah, let's do the American League.
Oh, but you know what? We got to let it run.
From the north.
All right, well, how about we start over in the East? Because at this point in the season, I'm surprised Boston is still doing this well. Are you?
No, not at all. Really? I was surprised at the beginning of the year that they did so well, but I found out Boston is healthy. They're not missing anybody.
Their closer, though, I thought was out. Buckholz or whatever.
Buckholz is a starter.
Who am I thinking of?
Remember, if you have a good, I don't know, 7-inning pitcher, it's not as important because you need a closer. But if you have somebody to back them up, then it doesn't matter if your star is out. But all of their hitting is still there. And Boston's starting pitching is decent. I got to say they're like 5th, 6th in American League or a little lower. They have better than average pitching, that's the thing. But their hitting is phenomenal. They got 3 or 4 or 5 guys hitting 290, or above, driving in runs. So you got to enjoy Boston. I'm not a big fan of theirs because I don't like the park. I mean, a 290-foot or 280-foot left field fence, I'm not big with that, but they have a great lineup for it, and they're always putting them against that green monster.
Yeah, leave it to Boston, stupid-ass things in green. But the green monster just as dumb as the Celtics, just saying.
Well, you're bad. But their right field is like the Yankees. It's like 310 feet. Left field is 280. Can you imagine that? And they got boppers. I mean, it's crazy. Their defense is decent, but their pitching is pretty good. So, no, I see Boston winning it. But the Yankees got healthy for a minute.
You skipped right over the team I was going to talk about.
Who?
How about Baltimore only being 2 games back with an MVP candidate?
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm looking at Baltimore as no surprise. We talked about Baltimore earlier in the year, and I talked about last year how they were on the rise. And Showalter as a coach is a phenomenal coach.
Where did Davis come from? Was he there last year?
Davis was he was, but he was with Texas. Texas traded
This
him.
guy's killing it. What has he got, 27 home runs already?
27 home runs. Can you believe that Texas traded him for a reliever? They needed a reliever a few years ago, so they traded him. And they had Mitch Moreland playing first base with Napoli playing first base. I couldn't imagine that. So he really didn't get any playing time. But now he's taking over because they were talking about Cabral going for a back-to-back triple crown. That's not going to happen. Because this boy Davis is hitting like 320, 330.
336.
Yeah, there you go. And he's leading the league in home runs.
27 home runs.
And Cabrera, I think, is leading the league in RBI.
69 RBIs. So Cabrera's still got the RBIs right now.
So they're both balling right now. I'm looking at Baltimore. You got to love them. It's their pitching that's up and down. Their hitting is carrying them right now.
I'm looking forward to All-Star Weekend in the American League squad for the Home Run Derby. You got to think it's going to be Cano's the captain again. You got to put Davis in there. You got to put Cabrera in there, and then you can either have like Prince Fielder or maybe even Mark Trumbo. Like that's gonna be exciting.
Mark Trumbo's not gonna hit many home runs. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's a batting practice hitter. I don't know, but
the thing about Mark Trumbo is he strikes out a lot, and if he's in a home run derby,
so
he's probably not going to strike out a lot. He's probably going to hit a lot more home runs.
You think so?
Oh, Trumbo's got ridiculous power.
Oh, he has great power.
Let's not forget he's only 22.
For that reason, you would have your left fielder in a home run hitting contest. He might be hitting better because he's got great power too. You do believe he's the second best player in baseball. I'm sorry, the best player in baseball. My bad.
See, you twisted my words.
I like
It's not what I
messing
said.
with
I
you.
said based on last year and the MVP voting that Mike Trout was absolutely the MVP. All the writers just fell in love with the fact that Cabrera got the triple crown for the first time in 61 years. No one was more important to their team last season than Mike Trout was to the Angels. We were garbage before we called him up. We got turned around when we called him up, and he broke like every Mickey Mantle rookie record, which is phenomenal.
He broke a lot of records. He played a lot of good baseball, and Cabrera still led in average home runs and RBI. There was no player better statistically than him.
I know, and the same thing that I've always argued with you, that a leadoff hitter is never going to get more RBIs than a number 3 hitter.
Oh, absolutely. You're right. And that's why I said Trout is going to end up being the number 3 or 4 hitter on the team. I'm surprised.
Eventually, yeah.
I'm surprised he's not the number 4 hitter now. I know why he isn't, because they got Hamilton, but then again.
Yeah, that's obviously not working out. Since we're talking about the Angels, let's talk about Jared Weaver.
Jared.
0-3 since coming back from the elbow injury. Now, in case you forgot, this was not his pitching elbow that he injured. What is wrong with Jared Weaver right now?
I don't know. Maybe he's tipping his pitches. Because I think that's the only thing that happens with great pitchers is they start tipping their pitches and there's nobody there to correct them, or they're not seeing it. And they just hit him. Because he's a, 93 to 95 mile-an-hour fastball type pitcher, really good curveball, and he's getting hit by everybody right now. I think he's had one good game in his last 4 or 5 that he's pitched. So I'm looking at Weaver like he's got trouble.
Yeah, he needs to get it turned around because Vargas just went down with a blood clot in his elbow or something like that?
Blood clot somewhere in his upper
And
part of
Vargas
his body.
has been crazy consistent for us. We can't afford to lose him right now with Weaver playing like this. So.
You can't win 10-9 every day.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Oakland and Texas. They're leapfrogging each other every other day for first place in the West. We've got it down to 10 right now. We have to get this to single digits, maybe even down to 5 by the All-Star break if we're going to catch up.
Yeah.
I think I think it has to be down to 6 games by the All-Star break, or the Angels are done.
I don't think they'll get down that far unless.
What do you think though? What if it's 6 or you think they could catch them if it's 6 at the All-Star break?
No, they need
Really?
pitching. The only way the Angels are going to get back in this is to go make some trades and get some pitching. They either got to bring somebody up that nobody knows about that's a good pitcher, or make some trades, because they're scoring 4 to 6 somewhere in there, say averaging 4.5, 5 runs a game, and on average they're probably giving up 5 to 6. So you can't win if you're the Angels. Pujols is starting to hit. Trout is hitting. You say your boy that's hitting. Trumbo is hitting. Your third baseman Caspo is hitting. Ibar is hitting.
And a $25 million number 7 hitter.
That's striking out more than anybody I've ever seen in baseball.
Come on, Hamilton.
But we talked about him going in. I told you he was hit or miss. He's either striking out or he's hitting something against a wall. But it's really unfair because I told you everybody in Texas hits. Everybody in Texas hits. It's like playing in Philadelphia. You're in that park, there's jet streams to right center field, and that's where he hit the ball, and balls carry, and they're gone.
With the exception of last year, though, doesn't Hamilton notoriously start off slow?
Yeah, he starts off slow.
Yeah, but we're
That's
now
April.
in late June,
Yeah.
and we're still talking about it.
Season's over.
I don't know, DePotos. Might have been a mistake.
No, it wasn't a
I
mistake.
like Josh Hamilton, but it just hasn't worked out.
He's just mentally not a strong player. Because he's the kind of guy that once he gets in a slump, how do you get him out of a slump?
He left Texas to go to the Angels because the fans booed him. Talk about fragile.
So he's Dwight Howard
Yeah.
in right field.
Wow, how about that?
With a cannon
Dwight
for an
Howard
arm.
is Josh Hamilton. It's the same thing, and
the
I got to have
same
both
guy.
of them on my teams. Great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's something that you root for these guys. But, yeah, your Angels are in trouble. They can pack it in. They need to start trading players. They just can't trade who they need to trade. Because I would
Yeah.
trade Hamilton in a heartbeat. Can't trade Pujols because I'm telling you, as soon as his foot is better, he's going to lead the team in hitting.
No, Albert's fine. We need to hang on to him forever till he retires. But I want to be a good Angels fan here. I'm not ready to give up on Hamilton yet. I know everything I've read tells me it should, $25 million a year, you're batting 7th. And you're not doing well down there either. I don't even think anyone would want to take him. So it's kind of depressing right now, being an Angels fan, that we, like the Lakers, made the big offseason move, and we're sucking.
Well, let me say
We're 10
this.
games back.
Let me say this is what I heard. What's the man's name that the Angels traded to the Yankees in left field? What was his name?
Vernon Wells?
They said if you can trade Vernon Wells at $21 million, you can trade Howard or Hamilton at $25.
You know what? And the Yankees are hurting for players with all the injuries. Maybe we should call them up.
But they're winning, except their center fielder is still out. But Teixeira just went out on
Everyone's
the
still
DL.
out.
Well, not everyone. Your boy's starting to run and play. I think in AAA games.
You talking about the best player of all time, Derek Jeter?
No, I'm talking about Derek Jeter, the decent Hall of Famer.
Okay.
One of the 10 best Yankees of all time.
Oh, come on. 10 best players, at least.
No.
Okay.
No, it can't be 10. But I told you, there's 9 shortstops that are better. But that's okay.
Well, I don't want to get into that with you again. But we didn't really talk about the Central. That's because it's the Central and it's the Detroit Tigers division to lose every year.
They are, but they're not playing that well.
They got a 3-game lead right now, though.
A 3-game lead and a $120 million payroll. And they still have problems because they don't have a closer either.
You know, I think you're just upset that Cleveland is doing well and that they're right behind Detroit.
No,
the
I
mistake
like
by the
Cleveland.
lake is actually looking all right this year.
I like Cleveland.
Without
They
Swisher, who hasn't come back yet.
Yeah, but Cleveland slowed down. They were leading that Central by like 3 or 4 games. Now, say
I'll
a
tell you,
month
slowed
ago.
down was Kansas City. A month ago, we were talking about, look at the Royals playing well.
Yeah, they don't have enough pitching.
Much more excitement going on in the National League, however, in this young season. So let's get into that.
The best is going on.
Yeah, I figured you were going to say something like that. Well, we were going East, Central, West, but I already know where you want to go, so just go ahead. Let's talk about the Central.
No, we'll talk about the West first, because I'm looking at the West, and I'm saying that's the closest division.
You want to start with the West?
Followed by the East.
Should we talk about Puig first? Because we haven't done a show since he's been called up.
That is one of the best things to happen to baseball, outside of Davis, coming up this year. Because
Oh, okay,
those
just
are
based
two
on this
stories.
year, because it
I'm
reminds
saying
me
two
so much
stories.
of Trout from last year.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's 2 stories, 2 dynamic stories, because Puig came up, hit 4 home runs the first week and a half he's up in a Dodger uniform, hitting .500, has a great arm, threw
He's
somebody
making plays
out
defensively
at
and right,
third
too.
base,
Ooh.
tried to throw out a couple of people at first base, if you could imagine
He
that.
needs to stop trying that, though, that whole trying to get him out at first.
Well, that's showing off his arm.
Yeah.
And that's 2 errors, or at least 1 error I know that he threw past the first baseman. But, man, he can hit, he can run, he runs fast, he hits with power. That's a dynamic player, and they're talking about he's the next Roberto Clemente or looks just like him. It's amazing.
I could see the comparison. It's fair. I know you guys aren't the biggest baseball fans, but have either of you heard about Yasiel Puig from the Dodgers?
No,
This
I
rookie
have
that they
not.
just called up? Phenom. It's ridiculous what he's done. He's
Yeah.
only been up for, 3 weeks now?
Yeah, well, I guess 3 weeks to a month.
Dude.
And he's just cleaning up because right now he's
Just
probably
killing
getting
it.
still in the high 4s. It's hard to get this guy out. I mean, even in the doubleheader against the Mets, I think he went like 5 for 8, hit a home run. I mean, he's crazy
He's
what he's
ridiculous
doing right
how
now.
good he is.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? As well as he's hitting, the Dodgers are in last place. There's still 9 games out. They're the only team,
9.5 now.
9.5, that doesn't have a chance to make the playoffs, I think, in the West. The rest of the West is what, 2 to 4 games.
From
separating
Arizona
4
down to
teams.
Colorado, it's 4 games.
It's amazing how close that is. The thing that surprised the heck out of me, we talked about this earlier in the year. Everybody was picking Washington to finish first.
Yeah. We both did.
And they were looking at Atlanta. And I said to you, Washington should have a pretty good team, except we're looking at some things happening. And they just all went bad at the same time. They're barely a 500 team right now. It's crazy looking at them. Atlanta, Justin was killing baseball, wasn't he?
Yeah, the first 2 weeks or so, and then
Now he's like a 240 hitter. He had 14 home runs, I think, in April, or 15 or 13 home runs in April. I think he has 15 now. He stopped hitting. There's nobody really in Atlanta that's hitting all that well. So they fall back to the pack because they had the best record all of April, most of May. And then we jump up to the Central. We're talking about the 3 best teams in the National League and maybe baseball.
who is that team in the league?
Pittsburgh Pirates
No, it's not
are in
them.
second place, but I'm just saying they have the second best record in baseball. Can you imagine that? They're a team that hasn't finished over 500 probably in 20 years. They've been a first half team for the last 4 or 5 years.
How long's it
and then they
been since
fall
the
off.
whole Bonilla, Bonds, Van Slyke days?
That's what I'm saying. It's the
What was
early
that,
90s.
93?
Yeah, something like that. Early 90s. So
Wow.
close to 20 years has been the last time really they've been, a team of substance. They're in second place right now. It's like St. Louis is the best team in baseball, let's say.
There it is.
And they can't shake either team, Pittsburgh or Cincinnati. Well, I say that because I said St. Louis had the best pitching in baseball and the best timely hitting. They're the best hitting team with two outs in baseball. Runners in scoring position.
I'll be honest with you
they're
right now.
hitting close
I'm
to 400.
surprised that your Cardinals are the best team in baseball, especially with as much as you talk about pitching. You guys have had some big hits, and you're killing it. 47 and 27. Like, Carpenter went down preseason. You lost Mott with the Tommy John. What was another pitcher with the Tommy John? Garcia with the Tommy John. 47 and 27. The only injuries from the Cardinals has been pitchers that are important to their team. I can't believe they're doing so well.
Well, what's crazy is because they're the best, I say the best franchise in baseball, because they have Shelby Miller they brought up from AAA, a rookie. He's 8-4. Their setup guy is one of the best in the league. He's throwing between 95 and 99 miles an hour, getting people out. But they moved in a seventh inning guy to pitch the ninth, and he's taken up from Mott, because when they started the year, they had another guy in there, Mitchell Boggs, who was just giving up runs. The Cardinals have only lost 4 series this year. They've either tied them or won the rest. So I look at them, they won 2 out of 3 every series except for Arizona, Pittsburgh, and then recently Miami. And the other team they lost to, I forget, I think it was Chicago. But it was one other team they lost a series to. But other than that, they haven't lost a series. So they've lost 4 series all year. So they're a team that keeps plugging away. But I told you, they got 5 guys hitting 300 on that team. As a team, they hit 275 to 278 right now. They're the best team with two outs and runners in scoring position. So I don't know another better team that, and defensively, they're the best team in baseball. So if you got the best starting 5 in pitching, you have good relievers, what do? You win.
As much as I want to disagree with you right now, there's nothing I could say negative about the Cardinals so far, what they've done this year. I just hope this second half of the baseball season, something gets shaken up, because as of right now, it's looking like it's going to be Detroit and St. Louis in the World Series, and I'm not excited about that. That sounds boring.
You know what? It was crazy.
Really boring.
Well, they did that already, and the Cardinals beat them, so then I got to do that one again. Yeah. They did that in 2006, so I don't think Detroit's going to make it back. But the thing about the Cardinals is they're pitching. They got 3 rookies going. Their rookies are starting to slow down. It's like they're hitting a wall. If they can't get beyond that wall, they might have some trouble. Because Shelby Miller came into the league. I think his early game, he pitched a one-hitter. He gave up a single, the first guy that hit, and then he got 27 in a row out.
Which rookie was that?
Shelby Miller.
He's pitching today.
Yeah. I mean, his ERA, I think, is like 2.10, something like that. He's 8-4.
Oh, and by the way, pitching today against the Rangers. So go Cardinals.
Yeah, oh yeah, they lost yesterday because another one of their rookies, Lions, got bombed. And they lost yesterday. But they're a good squad, so we'll watch them. I'll rep them as hard as I can.
You know what? I'll have to today too, because we need to catch the Rangers, and we're running out of time.
Yeah, and then they're playing the A's next week.
Oh well, hey, hook us up, Cardinals.
Can I help you? Can I help you? What do? I do it all. Have a seat. I will, because that's something I can do. Do something. Do something. I am. I did. What did you do? It's already done. What did you do? I helped you. Are you drunk? Not drunk enough.
Oh, for those of you who haven't been following the news the last about a week or so, Aaron Hernandez might be in a whole lot of trouble.
What is going on with that cat?
Yeah, Aaron Hernandez, for those of you who don't know who out there, he's the other tight end for the New England Patriots that's not Gronk. He's the Cholo with the prison ink. And apparently he might be a murderer as well.
So what is he, the second best tight end in the league or third best tight end in the league?
Well, Tony Gonzalez is still the best tight end in the league. Let's not get it twisted.
You think he's better than Gronk?
Based on last season?
I'm just saying, period.
Period? Tony Gonzalez is the greatest tight end of all time. He's number 2 on the receiving list, and he's a tight end. He's behind Jerry Rice and only Jerry Rice. Yes, okay. Tony Gonzalez is the greatest tight end of all time. Pride of Huntington Beach High School.
Well, that may be why he's in the best of all time, and I'll leave the conversation alone.
Oh, okay, because it ain't just me that thinks Tony's the best of all time. Most NFL experts say that.
Ooh, I thought my boy out of San Diego was considered the best.
Oh, God. Are you talking about Kellen Winslow Sr. still?
Yeah. You telling me he wasn't?
You telling me he's got the records Tony Gonzalez does?
Nobody would. Okay. Nobody would. He's played longer. Eras have changed. But I'm just saying, I thought Winslow was, if not the best, you say Gonzalez. I'll say, okay, I'll leave it alone.
I'll say based on last year that Hernandez was the best tight end in New England.
Because,
Gronk only played like 7 games.
And because he had surgeries. and he had the broken arm. But I'm saying, who is really better than that guy? Okay.
Who? Then Gronk or Hernandez?
Then Gronk.
Gonzalez.
Every game. You know the difference between Atlanta and New England is Atlanta has 2 wide outs, and you can't double team the tight end.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the difference
double-teamed.
between Gronk and Gonzalez. I was going to say about 3 inches. By the way, I'm just saying.
You're sick with that. I'm not going to measure.
Is
a
Gronk
man
not
by inches.
6'7"? Is Gonzalez not 6'4"?
Gronk is, but I'm just saying, Gronk is a wide receiver at tight end, big boy that can't be stopped, and he's double teamed. I'm saying your boy in Atlanta is never double teamed now because he has 2 wide ends, so he's really free to do whatever he wants to do. So when I measure greatness, I'm saying that boy in New England
You're
is
talking
unstoppable.
about the 2 years he played in Atlanta and not the multiple years he played in Kansas City where he was the only weapon?
Oh, in Kansas City was great, but I'm saying now. I'm not talking about somebody.
Did you not see the season Tony Gonzalez just had last year?
He was good, but also
Where the Falcons were 1 play away from the Super Bowl?
But again, I'm saying to you, he has 2 wide receivers that may get double teamed that leaves him open.
Well, anyway.
So it's scheming.
Let's get back to the ghetto version of Tony Gonzalez. Aaron Hernandez. Well, this is a crazy story. So a body was found about a mile from his house, and there's a connection between him and this dead body. The dude who got killed is dating the aunt of Gonzalez's daughter. So I guess he's not married.
Girlfriend's sister.
Yeah, so girlfriend's sister. This dude's body's found a mile from Hernandez's house. When police go to talk to him, he's broken his home security system and his own cell phone. Sketchy. And now this older story that none of us knew about until a couple days ago when it popped up in the paper. Apparently, he shot his boy in the face a couple months ago. The dude lost his eye, and Hernandez must have just paid the guy money not to say anything. But now that this murder thing's come up, now that's been brought up, it sounds to me like Aaron Hernandez is just some thug.
Maybe he should run for VP. I only know one thug that shot a man in the face, and he happened to be the VP, and the man that got shot in the face apologized.
Yeah.
So,
But
you call him a thug? I don't know.
Here's the thing that's crazy to me, and I mentioned this earlier off the air. Like, when they drafted Hernandez, I thought that was odd. Like, this guy doesn't fit the Patriots mold. Like, are you sure this isn't the Bengals pick? Not the Raiders pick? I mean, really? I mean, and I'm a Raider fan. Here's, you know what I mean by that. But he never fit in with the Patriots, and now, surprise, the dude's a screw-up. He's shooting people. Obviously, nothing's been proven yet, but it's looking pretty bad for Aaron Hernandez at this point. Why are you going to destroy your own surveillance videos?
But hold on. I'm a little surprised when you say he wasn't the pick. Has he done anything wrong in the lineup, in the games?
No.
Does he talk out of turn?
He hasn't done anything that we know of.
No, but I'm saying as a Patriot, he never seemed to be the bad guy.
No, not
He
at
just
all
wore
on the field.
earrings.
At all on the field. No problems with him at all, but...
Okay.
This thing with shooting his boy in the eye was from February. Did you know about that till 2 days ago?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I didn't know Gilbert Arenas carried guns to the locker room until he had a problem with a buddy.
Oh, Javaris Crittenton, who's now in prison for killing another buddy?
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. You don't know what these guys do. It's crazy. It's crazy. What you think about that, Stokes? What you think?
I just don't think it's the type of attention that the Patriots want. You know, their brand, they're very kind of clean cut.
As a matter of fact, the Patriots banned Aaron Hernandez from Gillette Stadium because they don't want any part of it. Excellent point.
But they haven't suspended him yet. But they're talking about the league suspending him. It's going to be crazy.
Once the warrant's issued to him for the obstruction of justice, oh, by the way, warrant issued for breaking the cell phone and the cameras, I guarantee you a suspension's coming down from the league. The Patriots aren't even going to have any say-so on this. This is going to come from up above.
I'm with you on that. What has he done?
If there's a warrant for obstruction of justice, obviously a judge thought you did something that was impeding the case.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, what has he done? Just because he's not helpful, what has he done?
He didn't say, we haven't heard one way or the other who broke this cell phone and the cameras, but he didn't say he didn't break his own stuff.
Right, no.
That
but
looks
saying,
guilty to me,
let's say,
and that is obstruction of justice.
Right, but I'm saying, isn't that what Barry Bonds got found guilty for? Was obstruction of justice? What did that really mean? No, that's what he got found guilty for. So what does it really mean?
Yeah, but
that
Barry Bonds was doing PEDs. Barry Bonds didn't shoot his boy in the face.
This is true. Well, he shot his boy in the face. It could have been an accident. Like Jason shot the limo driver. It was an accident. This is what he did afterwards that was a problem. He tried to cover it up.
Right.
So we don't know what happened. I heard a guy around the corner from me growing up got shot in the chest in a garage because people took a gun and they were passing it around and it went off. Dumb stuff happens.
Okay, I would give Aaron Hernandez the benefit of the doubt in accidentally shooting his boy in the face if months later this story didn't come up and his daughter's... Okay, so what is it? His daughter's aunt's boyfriend didn't just get murdered a mile from his house and all the video surveillance
We don't know if he got
destroyed.
murdered a mile from the house. He just
the body was
found
found
a mile from the house.
Well, he might have got murdered in the house, but again, we're just speculating. But you know what? I'm not. He did it.
Think about it. Why would you need to break a security camera if he got murdered a mile from the house?
Well, I figured when I read the story, I thought they were like exterior cameras, like looking at the property.
Like something happened around there to say he was there.
Right.
Well, they did say that he called in a cleaning crew on Monday.
Really?
So
that's
why would you
sketchy.
call in a cleaning crew? I mean, maybe you have one that comes every week, but if you're calling in a cleaning crew, what do you need a cleaning crew for?
Yeah, because he's got a pretty big house.
Right.
But if it's just you, your girl, and your daughter, or your son, whatever your child is.
It's a daughter.
Yeah. Do you need a cleaning crew? So you're right about that.
It just, the timing.
Yeah.
It's the timing of it.
Well, I'm with you, though. If somebody comes in every week to clean the house or every 2 weeks to clean the house, that's just what happens.
Right.
And then the media makes a big deal of it. Ooh, we just saw a van leave cleaning the house. Well, this van's here every 2 weeks. It's going to be interesting. He's done.
Yeah, all the pieces we've read about this so far, it's not looking very good for Aaron Hernandez.
It might not even be him, though. It might be somebody else in his crew that did something dumb, like our retired boy from Baltimore. I didn't kill him. I just jumped into the limo and got some blood splattered on me. But Ray Lewis said, I didn't kill him. You know what I mean?
You know, we got a Ravens fan in here. You got to leave Ray alone.
But I'm a big Ravens fan, but he was still there or he wouldn't have had blood on him.
This is... we're talking about Hernandez here, guys. This is not a Ray Lewis part. We're talking about Hernandez now.
No, but I'm saying we can't find a man guilty because of something happened in his neighborhood, is all I'm trying to say. Because Ray Lewis wasn't found guilty. He was just found guilty of being foolish or being around guys he shouldn't have been around.
Yeah, but I didn't know that part about the cleaning crew, and I know how the media blows stuff up, and it could very well just be the scheduled date the maid comes over every other Monday or whatever. But that sounds really, really, really bad.
His mansion was dirty. It's like a 5,000 square foot home. He's got 2 earrings, so that means he drinks beer. Maybe he had parties. He had a few people over.
Probably had a lot of Tecate cans.
Like you
around.
said, he's a big cholo. That's a big dude.
Yeah, you know what's crazy, though, is how he's a big cholo. You're from Bristol, Connecticut. Banging in Bristol. How about that? Aaron Hernandez, probably going to jail. Well, I've avoided talking about the Stanley Cup Finals as long as I possibly could. If you've been following the show, you know I'm a big Pittsburgh Penguins fan, and we completely blew it in the Eastern Conference Finals, so now we're left with Boston and Chicago. Although, most of the season I was saying Pittsburgh and Chicago, so I was cool with that, Chicago getting there. I had switched in the Western Conference Finals. I wanted the home team to win. I wanted it to be Kings-Penguins. We got neither. Anyways, it's now knotted at 2. Game 5 is tonight at 5 p.m., If you're from Chicago or Boston, I'm sure you're going to enjoy that one.
Where is it tonight? Is it in Boston?
You know what? Let me find that out for
I
you
think
right
the first
now.
the first two games were in Boston.
Because Stanley Cup goes 2-3-2 also, don't they?
No, they go 2-2-1-1-1, which is crazy. They do, and the NBA goes 2-3-2, which makes absolutely no sense.
It's in Chicago today.
So Chicago had the best record. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I knew that. You know, 3 out of 4 of these games have gone to overtime. It's just so impossible to care about it. I can lie to you and tell you that's what I'm going to be watching tonight, but I got a friend's birthday party to go to, and I'll be gambling. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight.
You know, it's
I'm playing some
interesting.
craps.
I thought the NHL was over. I really did. Because with the
Like
NBA...
the season or as a league?
The season. Because as the NBA went on, you didn't hear anything about the NHL. And they were starting about the same time. And it just kind of disappeared.
Well, normally they do, but there was the lockout this year, and then all the people that halfway care about hockey, like people like myself, really didn't care when it started.
No, I'm saying the playoffs. The 2 teams were determined before, I think, the NBA finals started.
Oh, yeah, the playoffs
because
always
the finals
coincide with each other.
Went so late because they waited so long to start the NBA Finals. Remember, San Antonio was sitting around even a few days after Miami won theirs. So it was like they were off 3 or 4 days, weren't they?
Do I need to remind you why?
No, but I'm saying, I know
San Antonio swept 2 of their series. I forgot who the first one was, but the second one, I think.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying, even when they won, when they were both done, they were still off 3 or 4 days. And I'm saying the NHL was ready to begin, and it seems like didn't. The NBA seemed to have run longer.
I felt like there was points where they were trying to help each other out. Like, look at Game 1 and 2 of the NBA Finals, both in Miami, right? Why were there 2 days off in between? You know what did happen in those 2 off days was the Stanley Cup game. You know, like, you'd think they would work together at some point, or maybe the NBA just doesn't care.
What channel is the NHL being shown on?
NBC, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, Game 5's tonight, 5 o'clock, from Chicago, Blackhawks and Bruins.
Blackhawks will win.
Yeah, you know, I hope so. I'm going with Chicago still. Boston beat my team, so you know how that goes. Can't root for them. Well, now, we're about out of time.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's good to be back. It's been a couple weeks, and we will be back. Actually, you know what? From now on, we're going to be doing our shows Saturday. Let's call it noon when they'll be uploaded.
All right, that sounds like a winner.
So we'll be doing that from now on, and congratulations to AP, I want to say, for getting a brand new job, which is changing the schedule, but good for you, man. Congratulations.
I'm telling everybody, check out a place called tradiov.com. It's going to be interesting. Radio online is really cool. Televised. Kind of dig that.
Again, remember, as always, to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and check us out on YouTube. For Fanalize This, I'm Joe 5 o'clock somewhere.
Hey, this is AP.
This is Stokes.
Michael Lou here.
Peace.
Peace. It's been a blast.